we don't even talk about, because I watched the interview with Darren Williams, and he was saying it was an interview when he first moved to the Cavs, and he was saying that basically the Cavs don't practice that much. And the reporter was like, what does it feel like to kind of be on a team that doesn't practice? And he basically said, in a nutshell, this isn't the first team I've been on that didn't practice much. And essentially, he didn't get any backlash for the Cavs not practicing. And it makes sense. The only way LeBron can play at this high of a level for this long, what means he doesn't practice?
He needs rest.
He like, guess what? I'm not practicing with y'all. I'm working on my game.
Right.
If I'm gonna wear my body down, it's working on my game. I'm not practicing with you bums. So I'm convinced LeBron doesn't practice and probably never really practiced that much.
Right.
When it was time to practice, maybe the team was practicing. LeBron was in that freezer in the Cairo fucking chamber.
Right. The Goku chamber.
Goku chamber. Man, that's the equivalent of steroids, bro. Man, LeBron being a high road.
He be getting all the vitamins and nutrients just placed into his body wherever they need to go. Like,
that nigga.
My man LeBron be in a cocoon, man. Nigga's been a butterfly for 14 years. Imagine if a butterfly, a caterpillar, he lives his whole life. He goes in a cocoon. And then whatever the fuck happens in that cocoon, it turns into a fucking butterfly. And guess what?
It can fly now.
A smart butterfly will be like, well, why don't I just go back into the cocoon and come out tomorrow as an even better butterfly?
Right, yeah, come out as a motherfucking dragon.
So that's all LeBron's doing. He's a caterpillar.
He rejuvenating his body,
went into
man.
the cocoon, became a butterfly, and said,
right,
y'all butterflies is dumb. Why don't you just go back into the cocoon
Which
tonight?
is why somebody a couple years from now probably will pass LeBron, for the fact that the technology we have and the way that everybody's evolving, somebody probably will pass. You know how nobody really passed Jordan for a long time?
Because Jordan's game was based on a lot more than his abilities.
True.
LeBron's game, in my opinion,
Jordan worked hard.
The reason that I don't think LeBron can eclipse Jordan is Jordan worked on his ability, his skill set so much that every other player said, I can't fuck with Jordan. I'm number 2.
I think Curry know he's not better than LeBron now.
Right, but it's close.
I just think that Curry.
It's not close.
Curry knows he's not close.
Only reason it's not close is because LeBron is like he's a weight like his
nature.
He's
not close.
Huge. His defense, you know what I mean? Score.
Nature.
Like I think Curry's
Chasing
a better.
down.
Well, excuse me, Curry's a better shooter.
You better shoot.
Right. That's it.
You know what I mean? I can't even say score because LeBron has the ability to.
Right.
The difference is the reason why LeBron didn't pass Jordan, and I hate fickle fans. And Tom Brady had to get 5 to pass Joe Montana, right? But LeBron don't got to get at least 6. I'm not saying he got to get 7, but it's fickle. People are so fickle. They
he gotta win. He gotta win.
All of a sudden, you don't have to get rings, but Tom had to get rings.
Right.
Tom been dominating.
Because Jordan's teams weren't that great.
No, they weren't that great.
Pippen was trash. Pippen was fucking trash. Whoever, Mike Bernard, fucking Terrence Clark. Pippen is fucking trash.
My G, fucking LeBron is playing with. He played with 6 He played with Kyrie Irving, Hall of Famer. Ray Allen, Hall of Famer. Chris Bosh, Hall of Famer. Dwayne Wade, Hall of Famer. He played with 4 Hall of Famers.
Right.
Period.
Right.
He played with 4 Hall of Famers. Jordan played with
Pippen.
one that should
trash
be a Hall
ass
of Famer,
Pippen.
but he played
Pippen
with 1 Hall of Famer.
Trash.
And the difference is between LeBron's Hall of Famers and Jordan's Hall of Famers, and I need this shit to be recording. This shit recording?
It's recording.
Okay. The difference between LeBron's Hall of Famers and Jordan's Hall of Famers, Pippen was a Hall of Famer first for his defense. He made the Hall of Fame first for his defense. Kyrie, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and Kevin Love are all score-first Hall of Famers. So the difference between LeBron and Jordan, LeBron had Hall of Famers that could all score 50 if they played on the team by themselves consistently. Pippen could get you 20 consistently. He wasn't going to get you 50 that much.
Rodman was not getting you 50.
He might get you 150 game. Kyrie going to get you 10 50-point games in a season. So that's the difference between LeBron and Kyrie. LeBron and Jordan. LeBron played with amazing players, and I'm not taking that away from LeBron, because if he gets 6 rings, you got to put him in that Jordan conversation. But we didn't put Tom. Before Tom got this ring, they was putting Aaron Rodgers in a conversation with Tom Brady. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. But now he got the ring. They say he the GOAT. So LeBron got to do the same thing, man. He's got to.
It can't be easier for you than it is for anybody else. Like you gotta earn that shit. I think now they feel like niggas is obligated. Niggas have a good dominant 5 seasons. Yeah, they the best right now.
Right,
but that doesn't make you the best ever.
Right.
That's the difference. Like Jordan was the best because every time he went to the fucking joint to get the championship, he won. And he didn't lose. And that, not saying that doesn't make you a champion the best, because, Tom Brady, he lost a couple times there. Yeah. But what makes him the best is he said, you know what? Who got the most rings? I'm going to go there and I'm going to get my shit.
And I'm going to get more than them.
I'm going to get more than them. Now I'm the best ever.
That's what Jordan had to do. I mean, he don't got more than Bill Russell, but he had to pass Magic. What, Magic got 5?
Yeah, Magic got 5.
So Jordan, they hung that over Jordan's head. He's like, yo, we can't talk about you as the best.
Right.
Magic the best. When Jordan came in the league, it was Magic. Magic was on the road to be the greatest of all time. It wasn't Jordan. It was talking about Magic. He had 5 rings, even though he had it with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Arguably, you could make an argument that he's the best player of all time. Right. So whatever. But the point is, Magic got it with Kareem. No matter, he got 5 rings, and he was the leader. Who was the best player on the team? Kareem. But Magic was the leader of that team. They got 5 rings. So in order for Jordan to pass Magic, he had to get 6.
Yeah, get 6.
In order for LeBron to pass Jordan, he got to at least get 6.
Right. Okay. So you think that because there's twins in the league, right? So like, let's say like Marquise and whatever his brother name is,
right?
You think they can get away with switching?
No, they're not the same size.
Are they not?
Nah.
They look just alike.
One's a power forward, one's a small forward.
Oh, you said for the Wizards?
Marcus
Morris and
Marquise
Morris.
One play for the who
played the Wizards and the
Hawks, right?
And the the Wizards. Markeith played for the Wizards, and Marcus played for the Suns?
I never seen
they
brother.
both play in the East because they was playing each other.
You sure?
I think it was the Hawks, yo. I think it's the Hawks. Yeah.
All right. But no, because Marcus Morris is a small forward. He's smaller, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So, nah, they can't.
All right.
What the fuck kind of question? The fuck was that?
All right. So what do you think would be harder to coach? Like a team like the Cavs or a team like the Nets?
That's a good question. They were talking about that on SportsCenter. He played for the Pistons. Marcus played.
Pistons. Okay.
It was a good question because Tyronn Lue was saying that he has the hardest job in the league, coaching LeBron James.
Right.
And I agree with it. I honestly agree. I agree that he has the hardest job because you're coaching the best player in the league.
And you got to win.
Like,
you ain't got no room for failure.
No room for error.
Right.
You got to win, because if you don't win, they firing you. Basically how they fired David Blatt, and David Blatt went to the finals.
Right.
And he still got fired.
Right.
Same with Mike Brown.
Right.
So when you coaching LeBron, not only do you have no room for error, but you also have to assert yourself to where you're the coach and LeBron's not.
Right.
And I don't know the inside of that locker room, but to me sometimes it feels like LeBron's the coach. So
right.
You can say you have the hardest job, but if you ain't doing it right.
Right.
Somebody like Steve Kerr.
Right.
Popovich, a lot of the Spurs players didn't have egos. Like Tim Duncan wasn't an ego player. They were all underdogs. I applaud somebody like Kerr because he has a tough job, just like Tyronn Lue. But Kerr's coaching multiple. I guess Tyronn Lue is coaching multiple egos too, because I guess Kyrie is an ego a little bit.
Right.
And you got J.R. Smith.
Love not an ego, but Love did used to be the best player on his team.
Right.
So
J.R. Smith, Thompson.
Smith. So
but I think that. Yeah, I think ego-wise, they probably got the same. Because Curry can fall back, but he probably do win his touches.
Draymond probably wants to take over the huddle and say, "I'm the coach."
Yeah. So
but I think I feel like LeBron does coach the Cavs. Like he not, Tyronn Lue ain't gonna say that, but I feel like LeBron's allowed to say. When I look at these games that I've been looking at, LeBron never leaves the game. He leaves for a second to catch his breath, and that's his break that he takes.
His break.
He looks at that nigga Tyronn Lue like I'm ready to come. I'm ready to come back in, and he gets in. There's no reason why your team is down up 30 and you getting out like I watched the last game of LeBron before this one. They were beating these niggas by 30. It was 4 minutes left in the game. This nigga LeBron was mad as shit. He had to leave out the game. Like it was more to it. Like I just feel like
I feel you.
I feel like he's the coach, but like somebody
he is the coach.
Like Steph, like Steph Curry. Like I feel like they're great because They're great players, but they listen to their coach.
Steve Kerr run that team.
Oh yeah, he runs.
Steve Kerr runs.
That's
that.
his. That's
he
his
has
shit.
a tight ship, and of course Mark Jackson handed him the keys to a smooth sailing ship.
He did.
So I you got to give Mark Jackson his credit too. But he kind of Steve Kerr came into an ideal situation, but I think he does a great job of just managing that team.
But it's crazy though, because remember Mark Jackson was with them, and then the next year they win the chip, right?
Yeah, next year they won a chip
because they didn't make it far that year before.
No, they lost to the Clippers in the semifinals.
In the semifinals,
the game before the Western Conference.
But before that year they was like, so every year they just was doing worse.
But let's not let this bullshit distract us from the fact that Iverson crossed Tyronn Lue, made his bitch ass fall,
and then stepped over,
hit the jumper, and then stepped over him, and then guess what? And then won the game and was the only team in that year's playoffs to beat the Lakers. The Lakers swept every single team. First round, second round, Western Conference Finals, swept every team, and then my man Iverson got the win in L.A. So don't let these championships distract you from the fact Tyronn Lue got crossed the fuck up, jade in the face, fell, and Iverson stepped over his ass and got the picture taken. Ew.
Ooh,
man.
Ew.
Don't let it distract y'all from that fact. I applaud Tyronn Lue. You are doing a great job. It's hard to manage egos, like we were saying.
It's just because I think David Blatt had to kind of come in and prove himself as a coach. I think Tyronn Lue
I think LeBron respect him because he's younger.
And Tyronn Lue was a little He was always like an assistant coach and all that, so he had to do is kind of step up and just say, LeBron, do what you gotta do.
Do what you do.
Because if they would have lost, Tyronn Lue would have got cut too.
Yeah, and it do seem like Tyronn Lue do got a little bit of authority, but I can tell for him making that
statement,
it's because
he balled, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right, he played basketball.
He played basketball, and he had longevity. Like, he played
with
for
Kobe.
A lot of years.
Yeah,
he played with Kobe.
I mean, he was a bum for all his years. Like, he was a bum his whole career.
Like, I hated Tyronn.
He was always a bum.
He was fouling. Hey, I wanted to knock Tyronn Lue out.
I hated Tyronn because I played 2K, and he was trash on 2K. God damn, that nigga was trash.
He
was trash.
And he was fouling AI
the
whole time.
And I think the reason why, and you're right, if they didn't win that finals against the Warriors, they would have got rid of him. But also, maybe LeBron respects the fact that Tyronn Lue lets him chump him. David Blatt might not. David Blatt, don't forget, when he coached overseas, he won multiple championships. So he came from a pedigree to where I'm the man. Like, I know Popovich and Phil Jackson's the man in America, but overseas, I'm Phil Jackson.
I'm that dude.
So I imagine when he came, he kind of probably tried to put his foot down a little bit, and maybe LeBron didn't like that.
That's how Spoelstra was too. Spoelstra kind of fell back because that was Dwayne Wade's team before Spoelstra got
fell
there.
back. Spoelstra fell back.
He just needs somebody to just let him run
He
the
let
team.
them do you.
And an older coach is not going to. They're trying to find another job beyond LeBron. You feel me? Because it's not going to. LeBron's going to. Everybody's going to say LeBron's running that team, and Tyronn Lue is okay with that.
Yeah.
Like another coach like Pop, he probably not okay with that. You know
Pop
wouldn't
let him run.
But if the Warriors weren't in the final or weren't in the league right now, it would help Tyronn Lue because he would win 3 straight chips, and then they would put him in an upper echelon. But they're not gonna. You're not gonna beat this Warriors team unless you can outcoach them. Period.
Right. So is it harder to coach the Cavs or the Nets?
It's definitely harder to coach any dominant team. So I will go with the Cavs. Any team with multiple stars, and Cavs is going to be the hardest team to coach just because they have the best player in the league. Like